Hey friends, I'm Laura Kashner and you're listening to the Simplified podcast. If you're looking for a quiet place where you can filter out the noise and the hustle, this is it. Every week we invite you to slow down and join us to explore practical ways to organize and automate the complicated parts of life so you can focus on what truly matters most. You guys, it's one of the most special times of the year. It's spring launch week. And we have over 20 new products for you in this new collection. So head on over to emilylay.com and check out the entire new spring collection. So speaking of launch day, we got to thinking, have we ever given y'all the real scoop behind the scenes? How do we decide what to make? How do we decide what it looks like, how it functions? How do we turn our ideas into actual products that you hold in your hands? So we decided we're going to spill the simplified tea and we're going to tell you all about how it's done. Jessa and I are both part of what we call Design Squad. And today I'm talking to the third and final member, our creative director, Whitney Hawkins. Whitney does so much for all of our products, you guys, and I'll let her tell you more about it in a minute. But suffice it to say, between the three of us, we get a lot done and we hold the secrets to a lot of things. And Whitney's going to help us open the vault today. So here we go. Here's all, or at least a few, secrets behind the scenes of how we make things for you at Simplified. Hey, Whitney.
Hi, Laura.
You're back on the podcast.
I'm so excited.
What a week. It was launch day yesterday. Oh.
I feel like I could nap for 100 years.
Can we?
I know.
Is it Friday evening yet?
No kidding.
I feel that. But like how exciting. I'll let you talk a little bit about our process, but the idea for these products happened so long ago. And for them to actually be shipping in boxes to everyone's houses is so exciting. I love it.
Yes. I can't wait for everyone to hold them in their hands. I always feel like it's just so much more beautiful in real life than we can convey in a photo or video. And I'm so excited.
Yes. Okay. So remind our listeners, if they haven't caught your previous episodes, how long you've been at Simplified, and maybe talk a little bit about what we call Design Squad and who's on it and the roles of everyone and how long the Design Squad has been together.
Let's do it. Okay. So I am Whitney Hawkins. I'm the creative director for Simplified, and I have been with Simplified since 2015. I lived in North Carolina, and this was back when Emily was in Tampa, and I was her first design hire. So I moved to Tampa so we could work in the same office together because design is very personal. It was like handing over her baby, like letting someone else touch the aesthetic and touch the print files that she's just worked so hard to make. So a lot of that was trust building, and a trust building situation is a lot easier in the same office. So I was originally the one who just helped with social and emails. And then as our product lineup grew, that grew. So the design team expanded and we brought on Jessa Bray, and she is our artist extraordinaire. We say she has magic hands because everybody knows Jessa's patterns literally are phenomenal. And then Design Squad grew again as our lineup grew further, and we brought on Laura, and Laura is literally a wizard.
That's so nice.
I am obsessed with everything you touch. So in our little trio, the way we've grown, we've kind of reshuffled around responsibilities as all of the design needs of our company have grown. And so I kind of lead the charge on setting the vision for what it is that we're doing, the specific products that we're going to make. And then I tap it over to Jessa to create the art for it, to pull in any trends or colors or help build out what stuff is going to look like. And then all the pages, all the graphics, kind of, in my mind, Laura is the one who has the best vision of seeing it done. She can be the one to be I think we need this, because she's imagining the picture in the email and the marketing efforts. Truly, Laura touches these things at every step of the process, both from conceptualizing things in our design group meetings to creating the marketing efforts at the very end and the packaging. You literally,
I have the best job on the team. I mean, everyone says that they have the best job on the team, but that is a really cool part of what I do is I get to kind of have a foot in both of the creative worlds and the marketing worlds. It's really fun.
You nail it, girl.
Thank you. Talk a little bit about that, because it is really neat that this all started. Design Squad was just Emily. And then
Yeah.
slowly over the last 6-7 years, we've all been added. And that's every time someone new is added, it changes the roles of everyone else. And it's really, really cool to see how that process has gone. And it's given kind of everyone their own lane in this process. So what do you think Emily's lane is now in Design Squad?
To me, she is the dreamer. She is the one who I hope my job is to kind of protect her space a little bit and take the smaller questions off her plate so she doesn't have to think about it as much. Like, she doesn't need to worry about a page count question or if we add 2 millimeters to something. Like, that does not, she doesn't need to be in the weeds of it so much as she can look 5 years ahead because she's not bogged down in the day to day. So she's the one who's saying, I would love to see us include, I can't say it because it's a new thing for 2024. I know. But she's the one who like looks a little bit farther and sets this vision then that I kind of break down and say like, okay, how do I translate that to what we need to actually do and create to get there?
Yeah, and maybe an example of that we can use from this launch is Ivory Antelope. That has a whole kind of story that pattern has been in our archives, and it kind of didn't always feel right to launch it when it was first made. But how did we know this was the right time to get that pattern out in the world?
It very much, I mean, I'm sure everyone who has followed Simplified for a few years has noticed the way we clung very tightly to our signature color palette. And for a long time, that was 7 colors and that was it. And dark colors were navy blue and that was the rule and that was all we did. And then we expanded that to 14 colors and it was like, oh my goodness, the world is our oyster. This is so many colors. And then we were like, why are we creating these rules for ourselves? There are so many beautiful colors in this world. Why are we picking 14? This just feels silly and limiting. And I think it kind of reflected Emily's own journey of taking the limits off of herself and saying, I can wear what I want. I can design how I want. I can be who I want. And so she was like, you know what? You don't need to make every color shoot like predominantly a color from Happy Stripe. Make it look amazing. Do whatever you want. Mix colors that you want. And so we were like, is this for real? Is this happening? We were so excited. And so that's when Ivory Antelope, which is predominantly cream, ivory, kind of whichever color you use. I use them interchangeably. But cream ivory is very not Happy Stripe. So this was a pretty big deal that we were selecting a color that is so neutral, it's borderline not a color, and having the first simplified planner that is just so calm and mature and just feels so elevated compared to other designs. And I just love it so much. It feels like a breath of fresh air.
The funny thing is that the moment we decided on Ivory Antelope, and we didn't really discover this until we got the real product in our hands, how beautiful this new like warm cream and ivory made Happy Stripe feel.
Seriously.
So beautiful. You all might notice that our website looks a little different and all of our products have been rephotographed on, well, it's a whole process, but now the background is a really beautiful, warm, light cream color. And you guys let us know, but we think it just looked absolutely fantastic and makes all the colors just have a warmth that hasn't always been the case when we've limited ourselves to these 14 colors and only these 14 colors. It's so exciting. And it just like opens the door to amazing possibilities for the future. It's really, really fun. This was a really fun year, Whitney, of like growth.
I agree.
And kind of tearing down the walls of what has been done. And now we're seeing, oh my goodness, we are like, I'm so grateful that we made those decisions because it's stunning and beautiful. The word we've been throwing around is era. Yes, we're Taylor Swifties, like, yes. But it is a new era of good is good. And if cream and ivory is good, then we want it, you know?
Yep.
It's great.
Yep. And I also feel like it opens up more seats at our table. Like it opens up seats for the girls who want to simplify their schedule, but don't really want to do it with a rainbow, but still really love the pages. So now we have a beautiful blue and ivory option. And
yes,
that just makes me really happy.
And it still just fits in our realm of simplified too. It's not
Right?
so out of the house of simplified. It's still very much in our house. I love it. Should we talk about a little bit how ideas are curated? Like, talk about that first initial meeting that starts off the run of the next production cycle. How do we prepare for that meeting, and what does that meeting look like?
Yeah. Okay. So part of my job, I feel like I'm the keeper of product ideas. So we have a phenomenal group text with our team. And a lot of times someone will like see something or have this random brainwave and they'll text it and be like, oh my gosh, we should make this. To which I say, absolutely yes. And so I have this big list that I keep throughout the year because we don't just make products one off. We do our production in batches. So usually these ideas come after files have like been sent off to print and things are done. So we make a big list of ideas and then design squad gets together in January. Although last year we did it a little bit earlier,
We
but
did.
usually around January. And we just start, it sounds really elementary, but we start making squares. So we use squares and text boxes and just lay it out. And we're like, okay, I want a 5x7 notepad here. We know we need X number of planner covers and just kind of like lay out the literal bones of the collection. So then we start to get some theme ideas on like maybe these products would be grouped together as, for example, school supplies really well. That would be an awesome theme or whatever. So
Hint,
from
hint, hint,
yes,
everyone.
I'm the worst at secrets. We say Emily's the worst, but I'm like right there.
You're right there.
Yeah. So from there, that gives all of us a little bit of a better vision of aesthetically what we want to accomplish with those products. So that's that's the basis there of like we make the big list. Design wise, we always, especially for planners, have an idea of, for example, if we're making 6 covers, we know we want happy stripe right there. We know we want some sort of floral, something more simple like a stripe, and that kind of gives us more guidelines. And then design squad, we go our separate ways. And we've implemented this year, and I think we're going to do it every year. The 3 of us pulled together our own inspiration board, completely separate from each other. So we're not influenced by each other. And it was literally just like mood board collages of colors we're feeling or typography that we're really vibing with. And it was so much fun. So we did a little presentation to each other. And from there, I pulled all of those into one document that about exploded my computer because it was so large. And we created our like color palette for the year. And it was so collaborative. And I just feel like it looked farther than we've ever looked before because we brought 3 completely separate personality views, 3 lifestyles, 3 needs into this equation. So then we just start pulling in ideas and that's when it gets a little hairy because it goes really fast.
And that is the most fun. That is when the 3 of us are like, this is our job. Like it is so fun to dream. But then there's kind of like a reality check that comes a few months later when we actually have some rules.
When the dollars start appearing and we're like,
Yes.
oh yeah, we have to pay for these things. Okay.
Yeah. So in that time, we call it the messy middle of we're not quite at that final, it's all wrapped in a bow stage. But here are all of our ideas, but this is actually what we can do. And it's just a really fun time of pulling different patterns on different products and seeing what does this collection look like as a whole. And I think that is the more difficult part of the process, but it is fun in its own way.
It's both.
Yeah.
It's fun and hard.
Yeah.
I think that anybody who has ever worked in a creative field knows that you're putting a little piece of your heart into everything you make. And so sometimes I'll make something and Laura and Jessa will be like, girl, that's not it. And we just move around. But it like, you can't, like, I think we've learned that you can't take that. It's not a personal no. It's this is not right for the company. And I'm just so grateful I work with these 2 creative women who give critiques with love and like we all make each other better. And it's awesome.
Yes. It's so special. It's so special and so rewarding. I mean,
Yes.
and the best part is if something's not right for this year, the best part is in another year, we get to do this all over again.
And we save all the things.
We save all the things.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, a product that's been an idea for a while is the new monthly wall calendar.
Yes.
And this time was the right time to do it. So let's use that as an example. Like, what is the first thing that happens when we know for sure this is what we're going to make? Do you want to talk about the process of
Totally.
like the logistics of how it gets finished?
Yeah. Okay. So we, in our brain dump session, we're like, we want to make a monthly wall calendar. We pulled the rough specs together, like the dimensions, the paper quality, those kinds of details we like hypothetically know. We know we want beautiful gold foil details on it. We send it off for quoting. We can afford it. Yay. So we decide to make it. This is where I kind of create the tasks in our list and say, okay, Laura, here's the template. I think I imagine like a different pattern on each sheet. There you go. And so then the ball is in Laura's court to put the art on the pages. And then she brings it to design squad and we kind of review everything, making sure, for example, that we like the vibes of the art that are on each month. We are pretty intentional about that, which I thought was really fun. And then it goes to Brittany, and Brittany is like quietly a part of every single process on our team, but she proofs all the things. So she literally will catch if a date is, I'm not kidding, a millimeter not centered. So she'll go through and with a fine tooth comb, make sure everything is as good as we can get it. And then Laura packages it all up. We send it off to print and we get a few rounds of proofs usually. And then we get an actual prototype. And the prototype is when it's what it's going to look like for you guys. And so that's when we test. How do the pages turn? How does it write? How does it feel all packaged up? And from there, we say yes and cross our fingers that everything works out and hit the big red button to mass produce all the pretties.
And you guys, like, she just made that sound so simple, but that is really like a 6-month thing times 40 to 50 SKUs.
It's a lot.
And some of our products, like our planners, have so many elements. The box alone has 4 or 5 different files that have to be made and sent. And then times that by 6 dailies, 6 weeklies, 4 dappers. Like this,
and then academic and calendar.
It is wild. And this is why I think people think we're insane that we're already working on 2025, but this is why we have to do it. Because that whole process is a long process, but then we have to photograph everything, get it to our content people to create video and ads, email. I mean, it is so fun, but
for a team of 10.
it is a lot. I love peanut butter M&Ms, but I don't eat them every day. But you know what? If a dog eats kibble their entire lives, then it's like if we only ate processed food our entire lives. Yikes. But that is why I love Maeve raw food for dogs, and so does my dog Bo. Maeve is a protein-rich food that's been formulated by PhD veterinary nutritionists with real ingredients you can name by just looking at it. Maeve can help your dog with things you can smell, feel, and see, from better breath to reduced itching and shedding to regular bowel movements and maintaining a healthy weight. I want the best for Bo, but I also don't want the fuss of unthawing his food every single time he needs to eat. Maeve could not be easier. I just open the bag, pour it out, and serve. And Bo absolutely loves it. So make the switch to raw today. Right now, Maeve is offering $40 off your first order at meetmaeve.com/simplified. Go to meetmaeve.com/simplified. That's spelled MAEV to receive $40 off your first order. That's meetmaev.com/simplified. You know that feeling when you get home from a long day and immediately want to take off your bra. But with Honeylove, you will never experience that again. Their bras are so comfortable, you'll forget you're even wearing them. With Honeylove, you're about to find your next favorite bra. Their bestseller is called the Crossover Bra, and let me tell you, this is the bra I've wanted my whole life. You can adjust the straps so you can modify the fit however you need to. And on top of it all, it's so cute. And there's no underwires. I swear it doesn't even feel like you're wearing anything. And that is the best kind of bra to have. And lucky for us, Honey Love is more than just bras. They have incredible, comfortable tanks, sleepwear, and leggings for everyday support. So treat yourself to the best bras on the market. You can get 20% off your entire order with code SIMPLIFIED over at honeylove.com. One more time, get 20% off your whole order at honeylove.com, promo code SIMPLIFIED. So let's talk more about maybe something that involves Jessa, which let's use, for example, maybe Blush Magnolia. Like, how does that, something that she's hand painting, how does that process work between the two of you? Because she was, side note, she was supposed to be on this episode, but she is deathly ill. So we're going to represent her as best we can. Talk a little bit about maybe how Blush Magnolia came to be from idea to final product.
Yeah. Okay. So in this collection, we knew we had a couple pretty obvious holes of we want a colorful, beautiful floral. And I remember in our little group session, we were thinking about flowers that we hadn't really dominantly featured yet. And we were like, you know what? We have so many customers, just generally Southern girls. A magnolia planner would be so much fun. And honestly, I didn't have a lot in my head other than I think we need some pink. I'd love to see a magnolia somewhere in here. Just do you want to just go play?
Yeah.
And so she did. And she was like, you know what? I really want to use these oil brushes I have. I haven't done a planner cover that's this oil style before. And I'm feeling really inspired. And I was like, by all means, I don't know what
go
that
play.
means. Please go do it. So she just, I'm not kidding. Remember Blush Magnolia? She did it and it was like a 24-hour situation. She was inspired and just turned out this masterpiece. And Laura and I were just sending skull emojis and dead on the floor. And
was the original one on mint or did the mint come later? I can't remember.
The original, that was just in my opinion, stroke of genius because we have not done a floral on mint before. And design, here's I guess behind the scenes, if anybody even cares, but she painted this digitally. So it is on a transparent background. So she could change the colors of the background behind it. And I feel like we tried multiple ways and mint just sang. It was just so right.
It was so right. Then talk about the next stroke of genius, which was her brushing the foil strokes.
Gold foil is done separately from printing. So as you can imagine, they have their big CMYK or Pantone printers. And then the foil is literally a stamp. So every product that has a foil, it's like a metal carved thing that they put the foil on and stamp down. So we were like, oh my gosh, this product, it really needs some foil. This will be so fun. And in the past, it's always been me at the end kind of realizing that. And so I'll, in Illustrator, kind of loosely create some shapes. So it's kind of hard to do on the computer to make it look very organic. And we were like, wait, Jessa, what if you made an extra layer? Because this is a digital painting for once. What if you made an extra layer and you drew where you think the foil would feel artistically applied? And so she did. And guys, the foil brings it to life. And it feels like dew on a beautiful spring summer morning. It just glistens and it's so pretty.
It's so pretty. Yes. Oh, I mean, and Emily has said it before. This is her all-time favorite cover, Blush Magnolia.
Yes.
So all of that hard work and just new ideas for foil was so worth it. What would you say is your favorite pattern from this collection, Whit?
Laura, I don't know. I love them all for different reasons. I'm so sorry I'm being really long-winded today. Favorite is probably chinoiserie.
It's so special.
There's just so many details in it. And it's so fun and whimsical. But at the same time, it's our navy blue and it's our color palette just done in a new way. And I love it.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the chinoiserie shoot? A favorite memory from it?
Yes, I do. Okay, so this is back to how far we work in advance. So imagine this was last year. So January, we had the idea for tentatively a chinoiserie pattern. And it's done being printed probably in May. And so in the months following, of course, I dive right into planning these photo shoots. And I'm like, all right, how do we bring this to life? And in June, I discovered that there is a bird park in North Carolina. And I could not let go of the idea. And this is me being like notoriously over the top. So I think it was July. It was 3 hours from my house, but birds are worth it. And so I drove to the park, scouted it out, and there was this one spot, which we kind of framed slowly in the cover reveal video, but there's this one spot where it's literally 3 trees staggered like Jessa did on the cover, ferns on the ground. It was just, it felt like it actually brought this scene to life, literally, that Jessa had never even like seen. It was crazy. And I was like, all right, so we're going to the bird park. Like, that's just what it is. Then we had our friend Allie, who is so chill. Thank goodness. I was like, hey, Allie, how do you feel about birds? Do you have any problems with a bird sitting on your hand? Meanwhile, Lindsay is like screaming, and
Yeah.
this was probably her least favorite photo shoot. So anyway, so Allie was like, I'm game. Put me in a pretty dress. Like, I'll go play with the bird. It just felt like a Disney movie, bringing it to life.
Magical.
It was so much fun. And I feel like it really embodied the like enchanted feelings of this cover. And the birds just sat in her hands and chilled.
I mean,
and they, like,
we'll have to
perfectly match the cover. It was too much.
Too much. Like, you can't even script it. You cannot script that. Oh, I wanted you to tell that story because that was like the final bit of that cover story was making that whole shoot happen. And the photos were stunning. Stunning. Should we talk about if there's ever been a time when someone's pitched an idea and we're like, no, that's too crazy. I don't think it'll work. But then we went ahead and just made it anyway, and it was amazing. I have an idea that comes to my mind. I think the tech cases are something that we were like,
yes,
we already have pouches, but like how will we be like ensure that they will protect someone's computer and they are bomb. They are
literally so good.
They're so, so good. And I'm so glad we did them. I think they're going to be some of the best sellers from yesterday. I'm trying to think of anything else, but that was the first thing from this collection that the brass pen clips.
Okay, that was a fun one. Yes. Because that just felt like we got constant, like for years now, emails, messages saying, hey, I'd love some way to keep my pen with my planner. To which I say, agreed. That would be really handy. But I don't really want you sticking something on your planner and potentially like ripping it. We actually tried with our newest stretchy bands to add a pin loop onto the stretchy band, but it was really clunky, and the seams when they like made the silicone mold, it didn't look good, guys. So we're like, okay, well, that didn't work. And then here we are with this perfect little clip-on version.
Oh my gosh.
And it's so cute.
So cute. I think those are going to be crazy good sellers too. I can't wait to see. Oh, we haven't even talked about the weekly Dapper desk.
Oh my. Okay, so one weekly Dapper, we have heard so many people requesting a vertical weekly format, and this one delivers. It is phenomenal.
Delivers. It's actually my pick. My pick for this year.
And Laura made it, everyone. So let's get
I designed the pages. The layout for me is like my dream planner. That's exactly how I want to see my week. I love the narrow columns. It's amazing.
The line spacing.
The line spacing. And I think the liner in the French blue one is one of my favorite things Jessa's ever painted. It's so beautiful. Yeah. But do you have an idea of what you think the runaway will be in the Simplified Planner line?
I think whenever we've done a pinstripe, it has been neck and neck bestseller with one of our, like, whatever our statement floral of that year was. Like, the florals are usually a runaway bestseller. Last year's Butterfly Garden, I think Blush Magnolias is going to be a huge hit. But I think Coastal Stripe is going to be up there. But then Ivory Antelope, like, it's so pretty. I don't know.
So pretty.
But this is like a new subset of our girls. Like, I know that stripes sell. I know our people love stripes. I'm assuming they like Ivory Antelope, but I don't have the data to prove it yet. So
what do you hope that people enjoy most about what they order this week?
I hope that more than just it being beautiful, I hope it brings them joy. There's some things I have on my desk, literally, like I have the little insert card that comes with your planner. I have that framed on my desk. And it makes me happy when I look at it. And some weeks my planner is it's not a schedule. It's just like a scrappy note taking device. And my brain reflects that. But every time I open it, it makes me happy and it makes me feel like I can get things done. So joy. I hope it makes people happy.
I love that. I would have to agree. And I hope that this collection like allows people to get kind of risky with like pairing choices. Like we have just some really fun new patterns this year that pair beautifully. Also the new stickers in the new daily and the new pocket. But I just I hope that you people just have fun with it and try new products and try different pairings than they thought they would try a year prior. I think it's an amazing collection. You should be so proud for all of the ways you've made this come to life. It's really just incredible.
Oh, Laura, don't make me emotional.
So proud. You want to do some rapid fire before we finish? I think you're going to like what I have for you.
I'm nervous.
Okay. This first question has nothing to do with planners.
Love it. Let's go.
But you're going to love it. Okay. Something you've planted in your garden that you're really excited about.
Okay. This is so nerdy. So, so my favorite thing right now is growing dahlias from seed. To give a tiny bit of backstory to make this make sense. Basically, with dahlias, most people buy a tuber, looks like a sweet potato, and you plant it and you get a flower plant. And it is amazing. And you know exactly what it's going to look like. But with dahlias, because of the number of chromosomes they have, every single seed they produce is a completely new variety. So it's like holding endless possibilities in your hands with these seeds. And it is so much fun. And so I have a small handful of seedlings, is what I call them, dahlias that I have no idea what they're going to look like because I collected the seeds in my garden last year. And I just can't wait to see what they look like. It feels like when I was a kid waiting for Christmas and the joy and unknowns. Like, I love as they grow and I get to go out in my garden every morning and see when like the petals start peeking out of the buds. And I'm like, oh, I get a pink one this year. Yay. It's just so much fun. So my dahlias.
I love that. I cannot wait to see them. They're going to be stunning. Make sure everyone's following Whitney's garden account at Peonies and Peppers. It's truly like it'll pop up in some of my first people that pop up in my stories and I'll watch them first thing in the morning and they make my morning. They make me smile.
Yay.
They're fantastic. Okay. Your go-to weeknight meal these days.
Really? Okay. You want to know what we've been eating every single week?
Yeah.
We've been doing like breakfast for dinner every single week. I don't know why it's a thing, but it's a thing.
We did that last night. It's the best night of the week. Breakfast all day, every day.
So we've been doing protein pancakes and bacon. And maybe it's because my kids are really little, but pancakes are a thing that they'll eat. So it feels like a win for everybody. Breakfast for dinner.
I love that. Okay, last one. The simplified product you use more than any other.
Ooh, that's a great question. Okay, probably our twist pins. I have used those literally every day since I got the samples in. My sample is like, and yeah, I have it in my house.
You forgot to talk about the twist pins.
Wait, oh, we did. They're so good.
That was such a journey from we want to make more pens to pairing two of them together in a gorgeous gift box. I mean, this will be such a great teacher gift. Everyone gives stocking stuffer. Knowing which two patterns to pair. It was so fun to make those. Like, that was really, really fun.
Really good pens. I like that they're a little lighter weight than our other gift pens. So I feel like it's a better, like, everyday writing pen. But yeah, I have them in my kitchen, in my office, in my room. Like,
love that. This was so fun, Whitney. I think people are going to eat this episode up. Just a little peek behind how all the goodness is made. And we should probably get going on those 2025.
Oh gosh. Don't even.
2024 is going to be just as fun as 2023. This was an amazing launch and it's only going to get more beautiful and better. Can't wait.
I love everything. I love it all.
Me too. Okay. Talk to you later.
Bye, Laura.
Bye. Wasn't that so fun? I love getting to dream big and make beautiful things with the ladies at Simplified. things that I hope serve you really, really well. All right, you guys, I'd like to say a little blessing over you as we leave this time together and get back to our days. As you settle into a new season with new tasks, I hope you have the courage to pursue your dreams. But more importantly, I hope you remember there's no deadline for your dreams. Nobody's grading you on your effort here, and you don't have to go it alone. There's help available to you. All you have to do is ask for it. This is the part of the episode where we usually give you a little tip you can tuck in your pocket and take with you. So here's what I've got for you today. If you're in a season of trying new things, I have some advice for you. Tell someone about it. You know why? Because telling someone about your big idea doesn't make it seem so crazy. They'll think, of course she's going to be an astronaut, or of course she's going to run a multi-billion-dollar company. Of course she's going to open a nonprofit to house more people in the community. The confidence they have in you can spill over into the confidence you have in yourself. So if you want to turn that big idea into a reality, just tell someone. Seeing your dream through their eyes might make it feel just a tad bit closer. Thank you for listening to the Simplified podcast. You can find show notes for this episode at emilylay.com/podcast, where you can check out links and resources we mentioned here, and you can shop the Simplified brand of planners and products. You can also follow me on Instagram at Laura Kashner and follow our brand at Simplified for tons of simplicity tips and inspiration to get you through the day. Plus, go check out our brand new spring collection over at emilylay.com. And hey, if you want these kinds of great conversations in your life every week, then you should go follow our show. It'll show up right in your phone. Talk about automated. All right, you guys, that's all I've got for you today. Be sure to come back next week for another great episode. Spoiler alert, it may involve something about how to build your own book club. You'll just have to come back next week and see what I'm talking about. Until then, I hope you have a great week. Bye, friends.